pink. These are lemon ones.
The people of the internet have spoken. On social media, you all said that you wanted to see the artichoke. You wanted to know exactly how to prepare these, how to cook them up so that they are delicious, because truth be told, they are a little intimidating. But I promise there is nothing to be scared of. We're gonna have some fun here today, so stick around. We're gonna make some artichokes. So for those of you who have not been here in my kitchen before, welcome. So glad to have you. I'm Joanie Simon. I'm a home cook and a food photographer on a mission to share stories and spread creativity. And today's creativity is all going to be involving the artichoke, as we already saw, because these are a little unwieldy, a little scary, a little intimidating. And I've had lots of people request this on social media, so it is high time, especially because these are in season here in the US from March to May. So you will start seeing these popping up at farmers markets and your grocery store, and you want to be a pro at prepping them. So what you want to make sure to have are some kitchen shears, and we want to go ahead and snip off these pointy little ends because they are not helpful for eating. There's no actual meat on them, so when we get to the eating process, those are not tasty. So this is just kind of a traditional way to clean them and make them look a little bit nicer for presentation. So then once we've cleaned up all those little edge pieces, then I'm gonna take a nice sharp knife to cut off the top. And I'm using a serrated tonight just because it is extra sharp and extra effective at cutting through this, but a chef's knife would do just fine as well. But we wanna take off all of that top and be able to see the inside a little bit, just like that. And then you want to trim just a little bit of the stem off. Don't completely trim all of it off because there is a little bit of meat in there and it's going to be delicious. So wherever you made cuts, just rub it down with a little bit of lemon juice. That's going to help prevent oxidation and keep it from turning brown. So, and then once those little guys are all trimmed up and ready to go, we put them in that downward facing, face forward, I suppose. I don't know, is that the face or the butt? I don't know which side is which, but put this end down. And if you don't have a pressure cooker, never fear. I will have the directions down in the description box below how to do this with steaming or boiling as well. It's just gonna go a lot quicker with the pressure cooker. And you know me, I'm a pressure cooking fiend. So, and then I wanna add some water to it because you can't pressure cook without water. So I've got about a cup's worth here. If you wanted to use chicken broth, that would be great as well, or vegetable broth. And then all important salt, gonna add some of that in there too. And then I'm gonna cover this up and pressure cook these for about 8 minutes on high. You don't want to overcook them, they'll turn to mush. You just want it to the place where those leaves just nicely pull off. And so for artichokes this size, about 8 minutes I have found is perfect. But if they are the jumbo ones, like ginormous, the size of my head, 10 minutes might be better, or if they're really little guys, maybe 6-7 minutes. So just kind of gauge it based on that. But while we let those cook, I'm gonna run to the fridge and get the ingredients for our dipping sauce. So the ingredients for this dipping sauce could not be any simpler. It is 2 ingredients. We have sour cream and we have Dijon mustard. And this is based on a classic combination that I grew up with. You take about a cup's worth of sour cream and then about 2 tablespoons, maybe an extra tablespoon because I love mustard. So 2 to 3 tablespoons, depending on your liking, of Dijon mustard, and then stir all of that together to become one nice creamy dipping sauce. And this was great when I was a kid. We put it on broccoli, we put it on cauliflower, really any kind of vegetable that you just want to add a little extra life and a little zing to. This is a great combination for that. So the timer went off. These little loveys should be ready to go, but we're not gonna serve them quite yet because I wanna add a little extra flavor. And this is a trick that I got from a restaurant that I went to once and had grilled artichokes. Now, you can't just straight up grill them, right? You're like, why didn't you just start with the grilling? Because we want to soften them up, and that's what doing them in the pressure cooker or steaming them will do. Do a great job of kind of softening them up and getting them ready for the grill. So the grill is currently preheating, and if you're gonna wield a knife, just don't hurt anybody. Good gracious, Joanie. And so now what I want to do is slice these right down the middle, and I start from the stem just because it's a little softer in there. And then slice right down the middle, and these are perfect. They're nice and tender. That's what that good old pressure cooker did. Excellent. nice. And this is just exactly what I'm looking for, but we're not ready to throw them on the grill quite yet. So what you want to do is get a nice smaller knife, and then we are going to run it around the edge along the bottom, but be sure don't go too far into the flesh because a lot of that nice soft stuff is really good for eating. So you don't want to lose a lot of that. We just want to get rid of the fur. That fur is actually called the choke, thus the artichoke. And then take a spoon and just remove all the rest and the excess so that it's a really nice, clean interior. And then once all of that fuzz and fur is taken off, then I just like to rub these down with just a little bit of olive oil because we are gonna stick them on the grill. And I just use my hands. You could use a pastry brush, but you know, why dirty more things when you can just dirty your hands? Yeah, I know, it's not good logic right there. It's okay. So we want to go ahead and rub these down with just a little bit of oil just to prevent them from sticking. Add a little bit of fat too, a little fat and flavor in there. And then I want to take these out to the grill and just get some nice char marks on them. So I've got this grill going flaming hot, as high as it'll go, because then when I put those artichokes cut side down onto the grill, it's gonna make some really great char marks, which I personally love. It gives it that complexity, that body, that little bit of smokiness that I totally love. It's the reason I love grilling. So completely up to you how hot you want that heat, but then you're gonna leave it for about 45 to 60 seconds. That's again just gonna give it that little kiss of extra heat, create some caramelization on the exterior of those artichokes and make them absolutely perfect for serving. So then the question is, how do we actually eat these little guys? So I've got our dipping sauce. I've also got a little lemon, which I kind of like to drizzle over the top just to give it a little bit of acid, you know, me and the acid palate. But then you just kind of tear into them. So you can serve them individually to people or put them on, you know, an appetizer platter, just depends on the company you're keeping. But these nice little outside leaves, you can just pull those right off and then you can dip it in here and then pull off with your teeth. Because you got a little meat here on the edges. Now this is where Ryan is like, Joanie, why are we doing this? This is a lot of work for not a whole lot of payoff, but I think it's a whole lot of fun. But I'm also one of those people who loves peel and eat shrimp. I really like tactile foods that you get in and you have to experience, you know, crabs, things like that. So for me, this is very much in line with that, a really fun, community-driven dish. And they also taste so good. I love that char, but because we cooked it in the pressure cooker, broke it down, make it nice and soft, and of course our dipping sauce freaking rocks. It's awesome. But yeah, as you continue to go down, you see you've got layer by layer, you get more and more, and then you just kind of pull them off, and you see some of them are meatier than others. Like as you get towards the center, you get a nice bit of meat on that one. That's gonna be a good one. That's like a payoff piece right there. There's a ton of meat on that. So hopefully you guys now feel empowered to get in your own kitchens and make some artichokes. That was not scary, right? We can all do this. But of course, you might have some questions, some little ideas, things like that. So leave those down in the comment section below. I always love comments from you guys. So if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to this channel and then ring that notification bell so it lets you know as soon as that next video has come up. But thanks for spending some time in my kitchen here with me. I hope you have a wonderful day and I will see you again here real soon, okay? Bye.